more familiar with it. Thrice just won a game here on Fortress, so that actually might give them a little bit of an advantage.
Okay, well, we'll see what the King can do now. I don't know, for some reason I always have this this urge to shout, "The King!" whenever he's up, but, you know.
Well, maybe if he wins a round, we can yell, "The King! The King!"
We will.
Something
so,
like that.
Introducing the King, now
King.
presenting the King.
Well, King always makes me think of, well, actually, honestly, I first thought of King James from the Disney's animated Robin Hood, where he's like a lion, but his crown is too big and his robe is too big, and he has a snake. And yeah, I thought of him first.
Okay.
And then I thought of King from Tekken series, because he also has an animal head.
Ooh, nice shot.
Good shot there from King.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm imagining King, the wrestling character from Tekken, is actually doing the attacking here. What? That was a crazy shot.
Unfortunately, he's taken out, though, and Thrice does successfully defend against the #1 attacker from Team Absolute Legends. Absolute Legends, another one of those big multi-game teams. They have several different divisions, notably League of Legends teams, but also presence in StarCraft and such.
Yeah, so Absolute Legends is a big team. Thrice, I'm not as familiar with. They seem to all be Finnish, so I'm not actually sure if they're a multi-game team or if they're just a Finnish sort of clan that's like just some friends or something like that, but I'll be sure to ask them later on, yeah, because they are playing quite well, and playing against Absolute Legends is going to be a tough, actually, round of 32 here. Absolute Legends did get to the round of 8 and only lost to Eclipsia, who ended up getting 2nd place in the tournament.
Oh, Svoboda had his opportunity, but a well-timed jump, I have to say. I'm not sure who the defender was there, but Absolute Legends avoids. That was a great position around. King knew exactly where Svoboda was going to be at in a wonderful rocket over the edge. Does take off one of the armors.
Well, he knew where he hoped Svoboda was going to be, and actually it paid off. But down to 1 armor now, but still 2 defenders standing, and only 8 seconds left on the clock to be able to get in, jumping into the last rocket there. Red wins the turn, so it looks like we are going to start off defensively as we did in the previous match with Thrice versus Team Batsig. Cephas is a really good shot, though, so I'll be curious to see if he's going to be able to buck that trend. The Swiss player, evidently, Cephas moving in. So don't see a lot of Swiss players, actually. We'll see if he's... oh, what was the other Absolute Legends S7? Was actually Stern?
Yes,
is that right?
That's
okay.
correct.
So
I was going to mention that when he came up, but...
I looked up at the names again. I was like, the King, Cephas, and Stern?
Yes.
All right. So Cephas is actually going to lead off with a nice shot already. Two nice shots.
Yeah, he's down 1 armor, but 2 armors versus 1 defender, especially with this much time, where you can just run around the edge, you can pick your shots appropriately. It's a really good spot to be. So Cephas just has to play very cautiously from here on out, not overexpose himself, and he does have a read on the defender. Ooh, that was a very risky jump from Svoboda.
All right, so as he moves forward, the goal is 14% captured. That's actually the first percentage
I was about to say,
captured on 2 maps of the Fortress, and it only took like 13 rounds or something like that. But here we go. Thrice is going to be attacking in now with Hoppus.
Okay, so Hoppus making his way up, and we've seen that both these teams have very strong lasers when they're on, so we'll see if Hoppus now can land one of those early shots to begin things. Every once in a while, you see from this position in the middle of the map a big 65, 70-meter hit shot, but not going to be the case so far here.
As he moves forward, yeah, I don't think we're going to get very many long shots at all on Fortress because of the way these defensive players are playing. I mean, I think 42 meters or so was probably the longest, and that was when one of the players on Batseg was just extremely patient. I think it was Bio got that shot, but Hoppus is going to actually run out of time if he waits around too long. He needs to get some shots off on these defenders, whether they miss or not. If you're not taking any shots, you can't kill anyone.
Oh, and doesn't land a shot on anyone. That is a 2-2 score now, as both of our teams have landed all defensive rounds up to this point. And we'll see if Stern now can break things up. We did incorrectly call him S7 in the last qualifier. Absolute Legends did quite well, making it into the quarterfinals, I believe. So, but now we have another look at our player Stern. Absolute
Legends actually got into one of our top 5 plays by winning something like 6 rounds in a row against Eclipsia when they were down by a lot, but they actually still ended up losing that map, unfortunately.
It was impressive, though.
Yeah, Eclipsia went on to take 2nd place, only to Colwyn, who won the tournament. So Absolute Legends potentially top 3 of this tournament here. Dignitas always in the mix as well. Oh, I actually do have some news. Millennium.int, Keeper, Cypher, and Avec that actually got to the semifinals. Could not play today.
Nice.
Oh, very nice shot. So Millennium.int with Avec, Cypher, and Keeper. This is an interesting route, by the way. I haven't seen that yet
I love
today.
it.
Yeah, it was really useful, too. He picked off the first defender and a second there, but does get eliminated by Stern. Oh, no, by Slowpoke, excuse me.
But I feel bad, yeah. Millennium International is not going to be participating. They made it pretty far in the event as well. Actually, I think both the Millennium teams were eliminated in the quarterfinals, I believe, last go-around. Right. So they both did well, but weren't able to make it.
Yeah, Colwyn defeated Millennium.int as well on their way up. So Colwyn definitely actually, that kind of proves they were head and shoulders up there. Millennium, actually, the non-international team, actually, I'm not sure if they're competing or not because Strengths was their captain for the first qualifier, and his contract was actually bought out by Eclipsia, so he's going to be playing with them for today's tournament.
Yeah, so we're not sure. Maybe we'll see a roster change. Maybe they'll combine some players from the international squad. I'm not actually sure. Slowpoke, though, hasn't been able to get a lot going here. He's now has to fall very far back, and those rockets just keep on coming. He's going to try and rush the point. Can't do it, though, and that's an elimination once again.
All right, so Cephas, the King, still standing there. Actually, all three of them still standing. The King is going to be attacking now for Absolute Legends. No one has had a successful attacking round yet. Absolute Legends did attack first. Thrice made sure that they were attacking first because they did basically benefit from this position. Defending first on Fortress seems to be a benefit when you get to those extra rounds because, again, as soon as you take an attacking round, if you defended first, you will win the map, while the other team will have to get a successful attacking round and have to defend after that. So basically, if you defended first, you get into extra rounds, you have one extra chance to win the map.
Now, the King has a very strong laser, but the best path I think we've seen so far was actually taken. It was Stern that jumped up onto the high ground, or was that Cephas?
I already forgot.
I think it was Stern.
I think it was Stern.
Yeah. Nice shot there, illustrating my point perfectly of how strong his laser can be. And we'll see if King decides to jump up on the high ground like Stern did. No, he did not. Stern was able to get a very nice, easy shot up there. King down to just 2 armors versus 2 defenders. 1 defender versus 1 armor now, and we are in a bit of a showdown. Only 5 seconds remaining. The King trying to get on the point. He does. Wow. He eliminates the last defender, and there we have our first successful attacking round.
All right, Absolute Legends, the King with a sick attacking round, breaking the trend finally. Svoboda will be attacking in for Thrice, and I think he might have been the one to finally break the trend on the previous map. So it was either him or Slowpoke. It was one of those S names. We'll see as he moves forward if he can actually get things closer for Thrice. They will actually have one more opportunity than Absolute Legends because they defended successfully first. So we'll see as things progress here if he can shoot anybody.
I'm very impressed by Thrice, though. They've really shown up in a big way in already in this tournament. They're impressing me, and even though they're a little bit down at the moment, they're hanging with one of the best EU teams.
Yeah, that's right. And this is just the first map again, so if Thrice does lose, they get the map choice as well, and they will be attacking first. Ooh, 2 shots already for Svoboda. Only Cephas remains. The cap will be open in a few seconds. He doesn't want to show himself too early, and most likely, Cephas is going to be playing the points in that little pit area.
Ooh, and he lands the shot, brought it right back, and Thrice is on the board with an attack round.
Cephas didn't stay on the point. He actually just kind of ran around on the side there, and that gave the attacker, was that Hoppus that time? No, that was Svoboda. Svoboda,
yes, it was.
It gave him the option of shooting him, and he took it. Cephas is coming in now for Absolute Legends. He actually had no success, as nobody really did until the King and Svoboda just now, but he does have a chance to basically keep them from going into extra rounds if he can get a successful attacking round here.
Oh, I like the path from Cephas there, but he wasn't able to land the shot. He just lands the much harder one up on the high ground, but then takes an armor loss in return.
Yeah, that looks so good for him, but then, oh no, sometimes it's hard to tell if he meant to go all the way down. Usually you don't want to because it does give you just that many more extra seconds for the defense to know exactly where you're at. So I'm pretty sure he wanted to hit that first ledge and not go all the way back down, but here we go. The cap is open. Hoppus with a great shot there defensively, and Cephas really with a tough situation gets taken out.
Okay, so we do have map point now for Thrice. As we mentioned, they have to land the attack round, which is a lot more difficult to do than land defensive rounds, but because they did start on the on defense first, it's always going to give them this, you know, if they land the attack round, then they win the map.
All right, and even if they don't, they still have a chance to defend if Absolute Legends is able to attack first. So Hoppus moving forward cautiously. You can see him kind of juking left and right just in case any rockets happen to be flying at him. He can just keep moving one direction or the other. Wow, actually rockets coming from all 3 sides and still manages to get out unhit.
Okay, so trying to post up with an interesting position on this corner, but rockets are still flying over his head, so he certainly has to be careful. Now, obviously the laser has a really long recharge time, so every time an attacker shoots, you'll often see the defenders pop out and try and land a couple of rockets, or at least just zone the attacker a bit.
All right, and Hoppus does actually get hit by one rocket there from Cephas. He's going to try and make a run for it. Oh, if he can ring around the rose, he can win the map right now. Only 35%, though. It's really difficult to take those capture points with 3 defenders still standing. So we'll see now in extra rounds how Stern will do for Absolute Legends.
That's right. If you're just joining us and you've not seen Elite before, it is first to 6 points to win a map, but you have to win by 2, so maps can actually go on for quite a long time. Stern trying to get around the side with a very interesting position. So Svoboda knows exactly where he's at, though. Stern misses the very, very long-range shot.
All right, so Stern is going to work his way all the way to the back and doesn't hit the shot on the floating defender. That is actually pretty bad.
Heartbreaking.
You know exactly where the defender's going to go when they're floating like that because the jump pad just decelerates you so much. You get a couple of extra seconds to line up the shot, but Stern does not actually manage to do it. Actually loses 2 points of armor already at a disadvantage, working his way as the goal is nearly able to be captured.
Finally does take out a defender, but looks like, both the other defenders are peeking out just enough in order to land that last offensive rocket. So there we have it. Once again, map point going to Thrice. Slowpoke needs to come up in a big way.
Yep, if Slowpoke can take the attacking round, I think, was he the one who got one earlier? No, it was actually Svoboda. If Slowpoke can make it happen, though, he'll win the map and actually win a map over a very strong EU team. So we're already seeing a very good match here in the round of 32. The round of 64, we expect a lot more one-sided matches. Both these teams actually won their matches pretty quickly to get into the round of 32. Great shot from Slowpoke, just catching that open defender. Still 2 more to take out, though.
Missed the second defender, unfortunately, and takes an armor point in return. A second one as well, and what started as a very nice attack round is slowly become a lot more difficult situation here for the Thrice attacker.
Oh man, and Cephas was just hopping all over the place. I actually was trying to keep track of him and couldn't. He pops up behind the defender, behind the attacker, Slowpoke, and takes him out. The King attacking in now for Absolute Legends. They did put him first in their roster for attacking, so they believe that his laser is one of the best on the team. So we'll see if that's true or not as he makes his way forward now. Svoboda and Slowpoke not playing back on that hill like they did against Stern earlier on.
Okay, so King now, a little bit of trickery there. He's running up slowly through the middle and changing his direction. He just about had his head taken off by a rocket there.
He jumped through the trail of it.
Yeah.
All right, so the rockets actually kind of look like flaming basketballs, we've said before. Oh, come on, you got to get that shot, the King. As he's moving forward, missing that open defender who was actually trapped below him. He had that defender isolated and just missed the shot, so we'll see. He has to actually backtrack all the way now, try to figure out some other route, but time is running out.
That's right. Now the point is capturable, and there's only 15 seconds left in the round. All 3 defenders are in position. Just 1 armor remaining. Needs to channel his inner Dignitas Kawa now and see if he can assault this point directly. But, the defenders are just rushing him down 3 seconds, and he is taken out right at the end.
Yep, there's a lot of rockets available in the last 10 seconds or so with 3 defenders still standing. Your laser recharge feels like an eternity every time you miss, and it can be really difficult just to even get to the point here on Fortress when it's down in that little sort of pit location. Stern, Cephas, and the King on defense once more. Svoboda, the only successful attacking round for Thrice, though. If he can find his laser once more, he will send Thrice into map 2 with a 1-0 advantage, so he really wants to do that.
We have already gone pretty far in this set, though. I mean, we are at a 7-6 tie, and Svoboda actually going to take a path that we've not seen out of any of the attackers yet, and just trying to isolate and catch one of the defenders out in the open.
They're all in the pit.
Yes, they are. They don't want to give up that easy attack round at all. Stern, he's going to try and rush down the attacker, and he does manage to do so. All armor's gone. We're at a 7-7 tie.
All right, no dice for Svoboda. Not going to be able to repeat his performance. Cephas attacking in now for Absolute Legends. Who actually had it for? It was the King earlier on for Absolute Legends. MR11? No, actually 20 is, we're playing to 20 before. He's saying max rounds 11. It's actually 20 for us. 11's not enough. If a game is going to get that far, then we want to see how it actually resolves, because that makes every single round more and more tense as we move on.
Okay, so let's see here as Cephas tries to get around the side, had an open defender, missed the shot. It was a very difficult shot. It was long range. He was turning, and he was flying through the air at the same time. Cephas does manage to take out one defender, though, Svoboda actually, but he loses an armor in return, and there's a little bit of a horn thrown up in the air as he does land his second shot, too.
Okay, so that trade was actually pretty favorable for him. Now he's at an advantage against only one defender. He gets the shot. Cephas puts the team up 8-7, but again, you must win by 2. And this is going to be all on Happus to actually keep Thrice from going down here.
Okay, so Happus now making his way out, and we've seen on the other side where Thrice had forced people from Batsig actually into this position where they have to land an attack round or they are out, but the pressure really hasn't been on Thrice yet. We'll see how they react.
Yeah, Deeks in that last Fortress map, a trade there would have been great for Happus if he had not taken that armor hit as well, but Deeks in the last map actually did rise to the occasion and took that attacking round when he had everything on the line, so Happus might need to just channel that. He's looking for a defender. Cephas is there. The King is on the side. Neither actually has a clean shot at him. Oh, I don't know if he realized Cephas was there. He hopped down right on top of him and took a shot from either side. So Absolute Legends takes the first map 9-7. Very good map. Very good match so far.